Today we're talking about everyone's biggest fears, how to diagnose a bad graphics card. Step number one is going to be check for the obvious things. Make sure that your PCIe power is plugged in if it's applicable, and also make sure that your actual PCIe lane is fully seated with the graphics card. Also make sure you're actually using the display out on the graphics card, not the motherboard. Now next up is the fun part of installing graphics drivers. Now if you install graphics drivers, that's usually the telltale sign if you have a bad GPU. Once they're installed, you're usually good to go and you're probably not going to have any issues, but if while installing graphics drivers, you start to get artifacting, you start to get blue screens, crashes, or even hard shutdowns, it's typically because of the graphics card and having something wrong with the BIOS built into the GPU. Now, if you've gotten graphics drivers installed and you're not having any issues, the next step would be to run things like games or stress tests. Oftentimes, the stress test will have built-in error detectors, or if you're just crashing in the game and if it's under load, there's a good indicator that your graphics card might be bad. Now, the last step, if you're really desperate and you don't have a warranty anymore, is actually opening up the GPU. So basically taking off these 4 screws here, and there's usually going to be a lot more screws besides those, and checking the actual wafer or the silicone motherboard, see how everything's looking. Make sure that the board's not bent or cracked, make sure that the die doesn't have a crack or a bend on it, make sure the thermal paste looks good, and then just kind of look at each individual component, make sure you don't see any burn marks, any separation in the traces, and if you don't, then there's a good chance that the BIOS and the motherboard's just bricked, or there's something really small microscopically going on. But overall, if you do find that your GPU is bad, you can often contact the manufacturer of the GPU. So in this case, I'd contact Asus, for example, and usually they're going to ask for the serial numbers that are often on the back of the cards or somewhere along the bottom of the card near the actual PCIe traces. And once you give them this, they'll tell you what type of warranty the card has, and oftentimes they'll let you send the card back even if it's not under warranty anymore, but you may have to pay for repairs or replacement of the card.